Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, soldiers, friends, and family, good afternoon. On behalf of Colonel Chad M. Rohrman and Command Sergeant Major Robert M. Sizmazik, welcome to the change of responsibility for the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team. This afternoon, we bid farewell to the Command Sergeant Major Robert M. Sizmazik and welcome Command Sergeant Major Raymond D. Lathan. The history of the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team can be found in your pamphlets. The colors before you symbolize the very soul of the United States and 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team. They are a visible record of the glories of the past. They stand as guardian over the present and serve to inspire soldiers the loyalty, duty, and courage to achieve victory in the future. In the past, the colors served as a rallying point for soldiers during the smoke and fog of battle. Today, colors are a symbol of the unit and accompany the commander wherever he may go. The ushers representing the brigade today are Master Sergeant Green and Specialist Jarvison. At this time, Mrs. Danielle Sizmazik is being presented with a bouquet of red roses, thanking her for all the love, the support, and devotion to the soldiers and families of the Lancer Brigade. Red roses represent the bonds of loyalty and affection between the soldiers and families and signify our sorrow at her departure from the brigade. At this time, Mrs. Bianca Lathan is being presented a bouquet of yellow roses, welcoming her to the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team. Yellow is the color of new beginnings and symbolizes her arrival to the Lancer Brigade. In time, Mrs. Lathan's rosebuds will bloom, as will her relationship with the soldiers and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Cotter and remain standing for the arrival of the official party and the national anthem.
Please bow your heads and pray with me. Eternal God, we ask your blessing on this change of responsibility ceremony for 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, those who are participants and those who are gathered here to witness the passing of the colors. As Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik comes to the end of his time as Command Sergeant Major for the brigade, we look back with gratitude for his concern for the soldiers of the brigade, for his faithfulness as a leader, and for his selfless service to this brigade, the United States Army, and our great nation. Continue to be with him and his family as they move on to the next phase of life. We ask you to grant our incoming Command Sergeant Major Lathan, the gifts of wisdom, courage, and integrity. May his time as Command Sergeant Major for the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team be one of blessing for him and for all the soldiers of the brigade. May he always strive to assist every member of this brigade to grow and develop so that each may be the Lancer that you intend them to be. And we ask this as we ask all things in your most holy name. Amen.
conduct the change of responsibility ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The change of responsibility is a simple yet traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the colors. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights, for they represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major, who is the most senior enlisted soldier in the unit and principal advisor to the commander. The non-commissioned officer in charge, Sergeant Major Shipman, will pass the colors to Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik, who will in turn pass the colors to the commander, Colonel Rohrman. The passing of the colors symbolizes the relinquishment of responsibility and authority from Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik to Command Sergeant Major Lathan. Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik, having served faithfully and with distinction, is hereby relinquished of responsibility as a Command Sergeant Major of 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team. You have executed the duties of your office with dignity, dedication, and devotion to the command. You have set an example for all to follow. Upon fulfilling your duties as a Command Sergeant Major with honor, it is with great respect and utmost gratitude that Colonel Rohrman now pass on those standards and responsibilities to Command Sergeant Major Lathan. Let it be known from this day forward that Colonel Rohrman will place special trust and confidence in your patriotism, dedication, integrity, and leadership abilities. Therefore, you are hereby appointed as the Command Sergeant Major of the Lancer Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, Colonel Chad M. Rohrman.
SEAC Retired Troxel, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Carnes, Mrs. Smith, Command Sergeant Major Lawless, distinguished visitors, fellow commanders, Command Sergeants Majors, friends and family of the Lancer Brigade, thank you all very much for taking the time today out of your schedule to attend this ceremony, but most importantly, to be able to honor the 2+ years of service of the Sizmaziks to the brigade and the 20+ years of service to the Army. Just great that you're able to be here today on a beautiful day, coming up here to North Fort. For all the non-commissioned officers that helped to set this ceremony up, went through the rehearsals, but specifically to Sergeant Major Shipman, thank you all for your dedication to excellence in putting this together and your execution of this today. Thank you very much for making this a great and appropriate event to honor Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik. So when the time comes to say farewell for now, not goodbye, but farewell for now, to your battle buddy, you know, my words, nor the amount of time that you reminded me this morning that I have, you know, in this speech, limited to the amount of time, and I figured you'd be timing me already. My words can't do justice the dedication, the work, the effort that you have put into this brigade. So whether it's the many quotes and quips that you're known for, Sergeant Major, your passion and desire for leading soldiers, for developing soldiers, your asking of the hard questions, not only of soldiers, junior leaders, but also asking those hard questions of officers and senior military or senior Army leaders, your offering of advice, or your skill in training and taking care of the Lancer soldiers that are here in front of us and everyone else that they represent. There are many things to address, but I'm going to kind of focus it in on three to fit within that time window that you've given me. So first, there isn't anything within this footprint that we see that does not have your clear, distinct fingerprint on it. Everything that you have set your hands to, you have done with excellence, and you have done with the betterment for the brigade, and more importantly, the betterment of the soldiers within the brigade. From the concept and then into the execution and refinement of the Lancer Performance Center behind us, to be able to improve the performance of us as leaders and individual soldiers across the brigade, or the execution of the E3B and your dedication and drive for that, even when people were saying you couldn't do all three of them at the same time, or the detailed guidance and participation in individual up through collective level training. You were always there at the center of the most important thing that we had going on as a brigade, and you were always there alleviating those friction points before that heat from that friction started to develop. And everything has a methodology. To throw in one of your quips, and if it doesn't, then you develop one, and you put that into practice. Make sure it's properly implemented to improve the individuals and improve the organization. Secondly, if there's one thing that I can say to sum up your time as Command Sergeant Major, it would be that you were truly focused on soldier and leader development. It didn't matter if it was the most complex training event and preparations for that. Didn't matter if it was one-on-one conversation that you were having with the soldier as you were doing your hours and days of battlefield circulation, or even at your farewell dinner last night. You turned that into a teaching moment and a developmental event. And truly, you can tell that that's the heartbeat and passion of who you are as a leader and an individual. But finally, you have definitely been a great sounding board and a great advisor. Even at the times when I might not have wanted to hear the advice that you were given, your advice was well thought out. It was positively consequential for whomever you were talking to and for us as an organization, and it truly was right on target. But I think what I'll remember most of all is your continuous and positive drive to better individually, us as soldiers individually, and the team organizationally, and how your true care for every member of the team is definitely a testament to your leadership, and I think a true testament to your character. I couldn't have asked for a better battle buddy, couldn't have asked for a better teammate or a better friend in this first year of my command. So thank you very much, Sergeant Major, for everything that you've done, both for me personally, but more importantly for this Lancer Brigade, to make it the trained and lethal fighting force that it currently is. So thank you, and very well done. Danielle, you are definitely an amazing woman, and I can't say thank you enough for everything that you have done to help support Rob, but more importantly, to help to support the Lancers, the soldiers, and the formations within the Lancer Brigade. What I will remember most about you is your infectious desire to help others. Whether it was your amazing contributions to the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day treat trays to hand out to the soldiers on the gates and on duty, or whether it was your willingness and eagerness to just step right in without even being asked and volunteer and say, hey, what can I do to help? And then really half the time even doing that before Jennifer and I had said anything. You were right there, willing and able, and cleaning up after our social events at the house. Is that desire to help others that is clearly a part of who you are, and Jennifer and I are very grateful and very thankful for that and for how you have cared for us, and more importantly cared for the soldiers within the brigade. So Danielle, thank you very much for everything that you have done. So as we bid you farewell from Jennifer and I, we definitely wish you the very best in your retirement, and thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your dedication to the Lancer Brigade, to the Lancer family, and you will always be a part of the family, and always welcome wherever Jennifer and I may be. So to Team Lathan, we as the Lancers are definitely blessed to have you on the Lancer team. Glad you were able to make it up here. So Sergeant Major, your reputation definitely precedes you, and I am looking forward to working with you as we strive to take this brigade to that next level as we prepare for and then execute our upcoming Indo-PACOM mission set. So Bianca, welcome very much to the family. and Jennifer and I look forward to getting to know the both of you better in the coming days and months ahead. Trust in me, seize the high ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing Command Sergeant Major Robert M. Sizmazik.
Command Sergeant Major Mrs. Carnes, Mrs. Smith, Command Sergeant Major Lawless, SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. Distinguished guests, family, and friends of the Lancer Brigade, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us on North Fort here on Lancer Field. Our soldiers in this brigade are truly ready to fight and win our nation's wars. We are an extremely diverse organization and come from all different backgrounds with one common goal, the pursuit of excellence. This team of teams understands that the most important thing we can do during peacetime is to train for war. The banners that hang from the brigade headquarters highlight the battalion lineup and most importantly the symbol of the lance. The top of the lance pointing towards the high ground with 7 chevrons for the battalions, and the line of the base representing the brigade headquarters as a stable foundation, unified in purpose and direction, a team of teams committed to winning in a dedicated pursuit of excellence. First, to my family members watching virtually, thank you for the love and support over these past 2 years and 28 years of Army service. To my wife, Danielle, you are the zing in my zang, and I love you very much. Command Sergeant Major Carnes, Command Sergeant Major Lawless, thank you for your leadership, guidance to help me prepare the organization for future deployments. To all the command teams, supporting agencies across this great installation, JBLM is truly a team of teams. Without your support for the soldiers in the Lancer Brigade, E3B, for example, would have never been accomplished, being the first BCT in the Army to run and test all 3 expert combat badges at the same time. Colonel Chung and Colonel Rorman, thank you for having the trust in me to run the brigade and follow my advice to where I think we can best improve the readiness and morale of the organization. Command Sergeant Major Molnex said it best when I first got to the brigade. He told me working for Colonel Chung is like winning the lottery and getting hit by lightning at the same time. To the non-commissioned officers and officers, continue to prepare the soldiers for combat operations. Your direction, purpose, feedback, and connection is critical to building the trust within your team. To all Lancer soldiers, your discipline is showcased in decisions you make every day to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Remember, discipline is the ability to apply standards and principles to your life to get better every day. You have a choice to live above the line. Command Sergeant Major Lathian, congratulations on this accomplishment and being the new Lancer Brigade Command Sergeant Major. Trust in me, seize the high ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Sergeant Major of the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, Command Sergeant Major Raymond D. Lathan.
Distinguished guests, friends and family of the Lancer Brigade, thanks for coming out today. First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me this opportunity and blessing me with good surroundings and having good people around me. That's the only reason I stand before you today. I'd be remiss if I did not want to give a shout out to my family for flying in from Ohio today. My mother and father are sitting over there, and also my beautiful wife, Bianca, for being by my side throughout this time. It's interesting because when I first found out that I was coming here and I tell people where I was going, this is the first duty station and the first assignment that I've been assigned to where people's eyes lit up when I told them where I was going and what I was going to be doing. And that is a testament to you, Sergeant Major. Your reputation precedes this brigade, and you've laid a great foundation. The only thing I can do is hopefully I can be as good as you. To my new boss, it's interesting because I got to watch your podcast on YouTube, so I kind of get to know my boss before I get here. So
listening to your boss talk for about an hour about his command philosophy and a little bit of his background gives me a little bit of an edge coming in here. That being said, sir, all policies and procedures will be strictly enforced. Trust in me, seize the high ground. Lancer 7 signing on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the 7th Infantry Division song and remain standing for the Army song. Feel free to join and sing along with the soldiers of Lancer Brigade.
Take charge of the brigade. Seize the high ground. Second none. Sergeant Major, take charge of your battalion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the change of responsibility ceremony for 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team. Feel free to stay and congratulate Command Sergeant Major Sizmazik on his outstanding achievements and welcome Command Sergeant Major Lathan to the Lancer family. The reception will be held in the Lancer Foothold with food and drink. Bayonet, seize the high ground.